Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to share with you an idea about charting your path to true success. Are you ready for this? Say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. As a man, how are we going to craft our true path to success? We just obtain the idea from Google, learn from YouTube, or discuss with our peers or family members. What do you think? Before we're going to discuss any further about this, let us find out what is the meaning of success. What's the ordinary meaning for success? Owning a big house, owning a big car with luxury items, helping a lot of people, possess a huge power to control, or becoming a millionaire. In today's world, how are we going to measure and evaluate a person is so-called successful? Are we going to measure through the story they are posted on the social media, such as like YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram? Do you think this matters as how other people look and think about us? Yes, in the certain aspect of our life, yes, it will give a constructive idea to help us to enhance our life. But I think this is not the entire of our life, isn't it? During my school year, I still remember I was very impatient because I would like to be rich fast. Because I understand that money is not everything, but without money, I cannot do anything. Therefore, I studied very hard. Eventually, I successfully enrolled into university. Then at that time, I studied even harder with the hope that once I graduate from university, I can become a millionaire. However, soon then I realized that the most important thing as a student was my studies. Because the knowledge that I learned can help me in my career in the future, which is important for me to venture into my career so that I can start to accumulate capital as soon as possible to invest and compound my money. I always remember during that time, I always adhere with the principle of not using the money means for surviving and not borrowing money to invest in the financial market. Because I understand that if I borrow money to invest in the financial market, it will affect my emotion. So during my school times, under the condition of not neglecting my study, I started to learn how to invest in financial market. Because I understand the earlier I start, the sooner I can start to compound my capitals. Okay, although that during that time my initial capital was small, but I always remember what the Warren Buffett said in his quote is the stock market is the device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. So that's why I understand that patience is one of the key success to all the successful investor. This is the reason why I was very persistent even though that my profit was small. And I also always remember what was my ultimate goal was. My ultimate goal was financial independence. Because of that goal, it motivates me and helps me to survive long enough in the financial market. Because I understand that as long as I can survive long enough with the compounding effect, I can be rich. During that time, I also found that if I would be able to invest in the stock market, okay, to buy it during the financial crisis and hold it for 10 years, and I can get a good return. Because during financial crisis, most of the stocks are offering at a huge discount. So, I would like to ask all the audience for questions. How many of you believe that 10 years later, the Dow Jones Index and most stocks will be trading higher than they are today? Please raise your hand and say yes. How many of you believe that? Really, right? Okay. But the problem is that why there's still so many people who are not benefiting from the financial market? Okay, don't worry. Well, let's find the answer at the end of the section, okay? So everyone, can you help me to move your hand to touch your chin and nod your head and say, cool. Alright, after graduating from my university, I worked even harder to get the so-called the first buckets of gold in my life through investment. And eventually I made it. But being rich, I do not feel very successful. I just feel secure and do not need to worry about money anymore. Then I continue to search, what is the meaning for success? Then I found the people who have received a lot of awards seems to be very successful. So I started to work very closely with our team and work very hard. Eventually, we won several awards. And I'm also being recognized as one of the successful people in Malaysia. But the fact is that I do not feel successful yet. I just feel something is still missing in my life. So one day, when I was sitting in the garden and thinking about how could I going to find my true path of success, How should I going to craft a meaningful life? Does any one of you who want to know how I find my true path of success in my life? Please raise your hand and say yes. Okay, I want to request something. Can all of you can borrow both of your hands to give me a drum roll, please? Okay, one more time, harder. Okay, just now just hear the drum roll, right? Okay, one more time. Okay, thank you. So this happened in one day. I have one friend who was suffer a big loss in his stock market investment. So to help him to recover from his wrong decision being made, I share with him about the financial market trend behavior, which is how the government set its policies, the central bank's decision on its financial instrument, alongside with market speculation or expectation, as well as market demand and supply patterns. Because as long as we can understand all this, we can be a successful investor. And I also share with him how I see the important practice of this, which is just now we talk about the financial market trend. Then by doing that, right, then we have the money management. Because money management is very important. If let's say we would able to practice 1 to 10% in every decision that we make, then no matter how sure the decision is going to be, then we will have a peace of mind. Only if you send a peace of mind, then we won't feel panic, isn't it? So if we won't feel panic, we can perform well. I experienced it before. That's why I want to borrow a quote from Stephen King to share with all of you, which is panic is highly contagious, especially in situations where nothing is known and everything is in flux. Therefore, a successful investor can be a successful investor because he or she understands that we can predict the market outlook, we cannot change the market outcome. However, we can change our investment methods and always have a contingency plan ahead. So, I share all this with my friends and eventually he's very happy. But however, I would like to share with all of you one of the most important things again, which is this information. It seems as if the market is always wearing a golden mask. It is very tempting to get in again and again. All of you can see this golden mask, right? Can see from the back? Okay, this is gold in color. It seems very tempting. I want to wear this. It's very cool, isn't it? So, but if I wear this golden mask, I think all of you, if you take a photo, you can't see my face clearly, isn't it? It seems like in the financial market, every day is like have gold within the market. I want to get in and get the profits. I want to rush into it and get in again and again. But if let's say we keep on wearing this mask, keep on getting into the market without understanding the 3 most important steps, which is I've shared just now, the right time, with good money management, and the understanding of market, the financial market trend behavior, then we won't be able to be a successful, long-term successful investor. So, what's the true path of success in my life? My true path of success in my life is that make me feel successful is to share all this knowledge about investing with all of you in the hope that everyone can be a successful long-term investor, because it makes sense to me and it makes me feel happy every day. The same things that I share with my friends, and eventually I already help him to recover from his financial losses. Well, we have just recovered from the COVID-19, right? And the financial crisis. So I want to ask all of you one more time the question. How many of you believe that 10 years later, the Dow Jones Index and most of the stock will be trading higher than they are today? Please raise your hand and say yes. Yes, okay. But the problem is that why is still so many people who are not benefiting from the financial market? Okay, don't worry. Let's find the answer. I want to borrow a quote from Warren Buffett to share with you for the answer. This is very easy to predict what is going to happen, but it's very difficult to know when it will happen. But soon, eventually, what we'll get to know is that eventually that what we're going to happen, that which is all the share prices will be offering at a huge discount. Okay, and the financial market will be selling at a very good price. If we get it at a time, okay, and hold it for 10 years, and most probably we will be a benefited investor, isn't it? So how many of you who agree with that statement that we invest right now and hold it for 10 years, we can be a successful investor? Please raise your hand and say yes. Thank you.